Good morning. Welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. Can Celtic get 4 players in within the next week? Tell me in the comments section, can Celtic ultimately get 4 players in next week? It is, I've said all along that Celtic will get 4 players in. I still stand by it. There was news last night that there's a left back on his way, allegedly. And then the news also broke last night that it's kind of official, even though it's been official for about a week, that Balusha is on his way. We kind of knew that. The story broke. It was just waiting on financial dealings with his club getting sorted out before the deal could be done. So that was the poll question that I had this morning. Will Celtic get 4 players in before the end of the transfer window? 69% are saying yes already. 31% saying no, strangely enough. Even though Marco Tilio has been sold by Celtic. Yep, Marco Tilio has been sold by Celtic. And they managed to get 1.3 million for him. Even more money in the transfer window. Yeah, we're on fire this morning. It's Sunday morning, so we'll just give it a bit of in the morning, just to make sure that you're all woken up. Anyway, let's fire into the comment section this morning straight away before we get into some Celtic news, just to see who is all in the house. As they say, Tamak's in the house. Scotland says 6. So 6 players he needs. Can they, could they, will they, doubt it, says Mike. Oof. No negativity this morning, right? No negativity, please. No negativity. We're not having any negativity this morning because and Brian comes straight in me. I don't think we'll sign 4 players. I hope they do. Sack the board. What did I just tell you? No negativity. Anyway, Kieran Tierney is buzzing for one of the younger Celtic players. Before we talk about that, let's talk about the league, because we're top of the league. We're top of the league, and there is the league table this morning. Can Celtic go the first 5 games of the season unbeaten? I'm going to say yes. I think yes. I think that was a little bit... I mean, Brendan Rodgers gets stick. Brendan Rodgers gets a lot of stick about him being an elite manager. And I think Brendan Rodgers... Did he play an ace card yesterday? I mean, he said since last year that he'd never, after the Falkirk game last year, that he would never make as many changes. He'll never make as many changes in the team again. But he went out big style yesterday and made a lot of changes. And it was a great day. Not only over the top of the league, but it was also a great day for a younger player within the Celtic camp. A couple of younger players. Dane Murray, for starters. He comes through a game again, and then you get young Colby Donovan, who Kieran Tierney says, buzzing for you, mate, congrats. And that's a big thing coming for Kieran, for the young lad, because Kieran came through the exact same way. Coming through the system and getting into that first team is something that we've all been wanting to happen. And now it is happening. It's a bit of a damp squid by the fans. And they're not really talking it up, are they? And they're not excited about it. But it's things that we've been speaking about since last year. Brendan Rodgers is pissed at bringing through players. He's fucking shite at bringing through the young team. And then when he does it, nobody talks about it. It's like, fuck it, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, Haifa Turkey. That's it, his big on breakfast show. Going to put on Grace for my ma. Yes, there we go. I just had a laugh this morning. It's Sunday. The team will be at the Celtic Hotel tonight, this morning. They would have went back to the hotel last night. And they're getting ready to do that epic journey. And I'm going to say a big shout out to the just under 200 Celtic fans that are making the journey. I got a text last night from guys that were going in, and let me just see, where is it? This is the journey that they're having to take. It's absolutely epic. 3 flights. Edinburgh to Prague, Prague to Istanbul, and then Istanbul to Almaty. Fair play to the guys that are doing that. Fair play to the Celtic supporters that are leaving tomorrow morning on that epic flight. I think they all need a big round of applause. And I think that, do you know, those are the real Celtic supporters. They're the ones, and folk will say, why are they fucking singing this? They've got a right to sing whatever they want at away games. When you make an epic journey like that, do you know, everyone that sits and mouths off about songs and about the Green Brigade and the boys and whatever, they're paying their hard-earned cash to travel 200 miles away from China. China. I wish I had Donald Trump on. They say China at that point. Do you know? And it is. The flying columns right in. That's a fair trick, Baz. In fairness, it's a fantastic trick. And do you know what? Hats off to them, like hats off to them. And if anyone moans about they shouldn't be singing this, they shouldn't be fuck right off. I know it's Sunday morning. I shouldn't be swearing, but they can do whatever they want. Do you know, they're supporting the club, they're paying their hard-earned cash. That is an epic journey of, do you know what I mean? There's YouTubers that do videos about that kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? But they're just doing it. China. I do wish. Jim McCarthy says that's the real fans. A lot of people say that's the real fans. Morning flying. Yeah, it is. Do you know, it's that's fans that are the core of the Celtic fan base, the away fan base. Brian says, I like Dane Murray and Colby Donovan. Very happy to see the youngsters come through Celtic. So am I. And I think it's and a weekend and I do in a month, and the reason they can afford to travel to China. No. Tell them to bring back a curry. I don't really think that did they get curries in Kazakhstan? Goat curry? Let the people sing. It's their songs. I like it. Exactly. Is anything Enamura is going to be fine in a Celtic shirt? Oh, Ali. Yeah, I think he'll grow into it, but Celtic are going out to get another a more established left back. I think it was bad at Sunday Falls. Yeah, get to chapel. The church bells will ring here at 8 o'clock in the morning, mate, as well as the fireworks this morning. Fucking Jesus. Dane Murray burnt out near the end. Yeah, but he's just a young player. You're going to give him that. Do you know, you're going to give him that coming into the team, putting that much pressure on. It's a massive step up from B team stuff at Celtic to consistently playing in the first team. And, you know, having the ability to bring on 2 young guys from the academy and bring them on and be first team players. And let's face it, it's 2 young lads that didn't want to do the old I'm away down to England and play in another league. So bring it on. Think Yamada will be a cracker. I think he'll be a cracker, but I'm going to do a video at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Celtic, is it 4 o'clock or what time is it? Anyway, check it out. It's 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. I'm going to go live. I think it's 4 o'clock your time. Can't remember. Check it out. It's already set up. And I'm going to talk about 4 players that need to start. And I think Johnny Kenny needs to start in front of Shin Yamada. I've said it, but we'll debate that this afternoon. With the loan in order, the left back KT is carrying a knock. This is the only reason he played 60 minutes. This loan is in order of the left back. Mention my brother Goggs. He's getting facial reconstruction. He's an ugly bugger. We all chipped in. It's Sunday morning after all, just let's go for it. George, didn't you say Celtic would only win 1-0, didn't you? You said it would finish 1-1. I don't have much faith in Celtic team on a Saturday. Why are you panicking on Saturday? I said with the team that started, I didn't see where the goals were coming from, and I was right. But then Benji's come in with the goal, and then when you look at the striker that came off the bench, absolutely fine. And listen, there was a lot of negativity in the comments. You go onto Celtic YouTube, you go onto Celtic Twitter page. Oh Jesus! Nah, Michelle, I'm actually just taking the piss this morning. That'll never happen again. Don't worry. Gishan time, yep, 4pm, the latest Mountain Town I saw, no, that'll be 3pm. 4pm I'm going to do a video about people. So much better. There we go, see? Need a bit of happiness in our lives. Thank you, mate. Thank you. We'll get the horns back on for you in a minute. Just to annoy some people. Where is it? Where are they? There we go. Hey, here all day. Oh, like a kid with a new toy, eh? Oh, let me see, what's this one? That's... Oh, just in one of those moods. Just in one of those moods. If Engels ever ran, I say shouldn't go with the stood the first half. We'll beat the Huns. That's the league taken care of next week. I think that we will. Brendan Rodgers always looks at a block of games. In the first 5 games of the season, I think that we'll win all 5 games. Anyway, Flying Column says I really like Johnny Kenny's movement yesterday. I think that he needs to start over and above. Shin Yamada. But we'll talk about that this afternoon. Anyway, I'm going to call out a couple of Celtic blogs this morning. I don't like doing this, but they're taking a story from The Sun. And they're going with this story from The Sun. Brendan Rodgers is going to leave Celtic for Nottingham Forest. Is he? Fuck. Why are so many Celtic websites running this scum? Surely there's a big game coming up, eh? Surely there's a big game. There's a Champions League game that Celtic need to win to get through. There's a little game against Sevconians next week. Here comes the anti-Celtic media, and the Celtic sites are lapping it up and sitting on their little keyboards and printing off the stories. It's from The Sun. It's a wind-up. Brendan Rodgers to Nottingham Forest. And then they put a little bit in there's a little... Ange Postecoglou has also been linked with Forest. He might take the job after leaving Tottenham in the summer, but he may replace Rodgers at Celtic. No, the fuck he won't. Jesus, what's wrong with you Celtic sites and copying that shite and putting it out? Honest to God, Martin for the Rabble was on TalkSport. Fuck me, it's all gone downhill for there, isn't it? See, I'll never get asked on anything like that, and I don't want asked on anything like that. I'm not a Paul John I'm not interested in that nonsense. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, fair play. Only Sun papers are good for using as wiping your... exactly. From the scum, no source. I'm just disappointed that so many of the Celtic sites are running, and it's not just one story. There's like 2 or 3 pages put up for it this morning, and it's like, come on, lads, can you? And do you know what it is that really annoys me? Right, is a lot of younger bloggers and these younger journalists that go through these sites. They have no idea how anti-Celtic the media were during the 1990s. Their paymasters hate Celtic with a vengeance, and printing the nonsense that they do. I mean, I stopped buying Scottish newspapers in the 1990s when they ran all their anti-Celtic stuff. I stopped it then. I've never bought a newspaper in Scotland since then. And I know a lot of people, a lot of Celtic fans that did the exact same. Just never bought a paper since. And so it should be, because the anti-Celtic agenda that the Scottish media has, and then to run that, it was always a case during the 1990s that Celtic could put out a story, and then the very next day the Scottish media would put out an over-exuberant, unbelievable written piece of nonsense about the old Rangers that made them look as if they were floating above the heavens of God with cash in their hands, and Celtic were shite about to die. And I hate the way that these slimy little fuckers have just eased their way into Celtic media and eased their way into being part of the new media on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? And people are taking a piss article and taking one sentence. But he may replace Rodgers at Celtic. No, he won't. Ange said he won't go back. The Celtic manager said, I'm not believing, it didn't go down too well the last time. If Brendan Rodgers, put it this way, if Brendan Rodgers, say he was offered the job, let's go down this narrative since they've got us talking about it. And they've won because they want us to talk about it. So they've actually won this. But let's talk about it. The reality of the Brendan Rodgers situation. He stood in a press conference and he said, I left early before. It didn't go down too well. He will never be able to walk the streets of Belfast again, or anywhere in Ireland or Scotland, if he was to leave Celtic early again, and he knows it. He'd have to go over to fucking Mallorca and go nowhere near Santa Ponza for the rest of his life. He will not leave Celtic early. Brendan Rodgers, and if he does, I'm fucked. If he does, It's not going to. I'm that confident. I am that confident. Brendan Rodgers isn't going anywhere before the end of the season. He might even stay next season, and that would really, really piss off a lot of people. So true. So true as bad. Remember what the rag said about the poor Liverpool fans. Yep, shame. Do you know what I mean? I've never forgotten that either. And do you know, it showed me that when the media have an agenda against the public, or do you know, and they can be very manipulative. But anyway, fuck the media. Anyway, Celtic's Champions League dream for Benji, as Benji fires a major warning. He scored, having scored his first goals at Celtic Park. His focus turns to the Kazakhstanians. 200 miles from Japan, 200 supporters heading on an epic journey in the name of Celtic Football Club, spreading the word of the famous Glasgow's green and white, showing the world that they're not the people, they are the travellers. And some might say, yeah, fucking pikeys. Anyway, at this moment, Benji, who's come in, has had a good start to the season. Let's say it. I think he has had a good start to the season. Brendan Rodgers is a bit unsure on where to play Benji, I think. And I think it was a matter of need that they had to put him out in the wing. I don't think that he is a winger. I still think that Benji's favourite position at Celtic is playing beside Callum McGregor and getting that free role in the number 8 position to be able to then make the late runs. Not further forward. I think he's better. I think he is better playing where Cal Max sits, coming into that number 8 when we're defending, but when we're on the attack. Have I been on the Maduri? No, but you can't get over here, Michelle. We've checked. It's not really a thing. I'm a gypsy baz, and we hate the word pikey. I never said pikey. I said gypsy. Never said pikey, did I? I said gypsy. Oh, fucking who cares? Celtic fans on Indiana Jones chartered flight. That's what it's going to be like, isn't it? Dun, 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 dun. Benji through the middle. Yeah, I think that Benji through the middle. I think that Benji through the middle in the number 8 position, and then running up to the through the middle. And the way he come into the box yesterday. Yeah, Ali, you just said it. Arriving late into the box, that's where he will score most of his goals. And I think that I think Benji could be on 15 to 20 goals this season for midfield. Just saying it. He's off to a great start. So, it's I was trying the mad mood this morning. I think we just need a little bit, a bit of love and a bit of happiness. Benji will keep Hatate on his toes. I think there's more players than Benji will keep more players on their toes. I think that he could elevate Arne Engels, and I think that he could also elevate Paulo Bernardo. And Paulo Bernardo looks as if he's aged about 3 or 4 years over the course of the summer. He looks as if he's aged quite a bit. Tuesday night will show us if he has the balls or not. It was an important win yesterday. I think that, it was good that Brendan Rodgers made so many changes yesterday, and it was good that Brendan Rodgers had the ability and trust more than anything in all the players, because a lot of the fans were like, oh, shit. You go onto Twitter and it was like, okay, Mr. Celtic, put the real team up. Do you know, the folks saying, I'm not even going to the game after seeing that, fuck that shit. But luckily enough, it turned out okay. It turned out more than okay. Well, we were quite dominant through the game. It has to be said. There was nothing like the Falkirk game last year. Livingston didn't really get any trouble us in any way. Is there a need for a permanent first choice striker at Celtic? Yes. Adam Ida wasn't missed yesterday at all, and people will say, I've still said that Johnny Kenny he's the man in form at the moment. And for me, I think we should start with Johnny Kenny, but we'll talk about that this afternoon. Anyway, Celtic are closing in on a Uruguayan player that we spoke about last night on the live after the game. The European fullback, Marcello, is seemingly on his way to Celtic, as well as Belgian winger Miguel Ange Belwisha, even though that one it seems to have been going on for an absolute... It'll be good to just get the 2 deals. If we can get those 2 deals done, the other 2 deals that I do expect Celtic to make is another winger and a striker. That will be the 4 players. I did say after we brought in, and where is this Man City player? What is the story? Why was he brought in? Is this a leftover from Peter Lawwell's son's time at Celtic? Because it was him that had all the connections at Man City, and I was getting all sorts of team lineups and screenshots sent to me yesterday. I know, it was madness yesterday, but at least we got it done through the door. At least we got it done. And are you confident going through on Tuesday? Are you confident? I'm going to say, because I spoke to, there was a couple of guys on the WhatsApp chat last night, and they were saying that they're confident because the bookies have us favourites. Now, my response to that is Slovan Bratislava were heavy favourites to go through against this mob, and they didn't. And they didn't at all. Does that need to come up or down? They didn't go through at all. So, do you know? You heard that who refused to play in the B team game, Baz? Highlander. Who refused to play in a B team game? Two winger striker. Stephen Johnson, absolute fantastic. Let me just get Stephen Johnson's super chat up there. Thank you for that, Stephen. You absolute superstar. We haven't conceded a goal yet. That's positive. Yeah, there's lots of positives. What's your team for Tuesday? We'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk Highlander. Who refused to play for the B team? Tell me in the comments. I've missed some of your chat. Surprised at the team yesterday, but it made sense. 3 games, not so important in terms of league position, but travelling. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a good. It was a big call by Brendan Rodgers, and he got it right. The new chap from City. So he's not real. This could be an interesting one because I could see him getting sent back at the winter window. I mean, he's above B team level, isn't he? But he was B team. He only had a couple of games. I've no idea. He's talking about Poozy. Yeah. If he has refused to play in B team, is there a possibility that Celtic could send him back before the end of the transfer window? If I was Brendan Rodgers, I'd just be like, look, mate, let's fucking phone Man City up. Get this boy back down there. Get him to fuck, mate. There's no option to buy this player. Why? I can't see the benefit of this deal. Poozy's not getting a sniff. I don't see the benefit of bringing Poozy in. I'm being honest. Know when you've got Dane Murray there. I just don't see the use of bringing in a player from Man City. No disrespect to Man City. I mean, they're a fantastic team. But why should we bring in a player and making one of their players better? If there's no option to buy, no obligation to buy, get him away back down the road. I'd be happy with Dane Murray before this guy for Man City. Do you know, going through the season as backup. Brendan Rodgers said he wasn't ready for first team, so who knows? But he also said that Inamura wasn't ready for first team. So, Poozy just having a bad week. If he's not wanting to run the B team, he can bugger off. Probably thinks he's still above it. Pardon me. Too many jokes, not enough time. Interesting one. Right, let's see how the poll's doing. Because can Celtic get in 4 players before the end of the transfer window? Can Celtic get in a big shitload of players in before the window? And 63% say yes. 63% say yes on the Sunday morning One Celtic Fans radio show. Hey. What the fuck are we doing this morning? I was just a laugh. It was good to see Donovan get some game time. Yeah, it was. It was good to see Donovan get some gear time. Brendan said yesterday Poozy will not play until after the international break. Seriously? In September? I meant the Poozy jokes. That one's for Michelle. Anyway, let's... Monty's in bed with COVID. I hope that you're okay, mate. I hope you're okay. Are you sure it's COVID? Or just... I don't know. Anyway. I'm 38% who will be right. 36% say no. 36% will be no. Del Boy says hi to Stephen. He says hi to Stephen with a fantastic super chat. Also, get a big shout out to Del Boy. Be nice about Monty and his COVID in the chat. Get well soon. That's what we should all say. Anyway, when it comes to Celtic news, there is talk of players coming in. We all know the names that went around yesterday. And then I've just seen another article. Ange Postecoglou tit for shot, turnaround Celtic. Oh, God. Crazy chat. Crazy chat. I agree. You should bring in another team players before on. Yeah, I don't get the whole thing with bringing Poozy in. If we had him on, I just want to understand how JSP made the Champions League bench, but not against Livingston. Nah. Morning, Baz. Adam Eder needs to put out on loan. Only if Celtic signed 4 new players, including a striker, is well off it. I don't think he needs to be put out on loan. That's a bit harsh on Adam. Come on, he scored 20 goals last season. I find it only Celtic. Have Benny Hill music for later after the match. And the Seth got right. Wait until the end of the season for the manager rumours will be off the scale. Yeah, I think once we get to Easter and Brendan Rodgers has got the league wrapped up, and it's it would be ours to throw away, and we've won the Premier Sports Cup and we're on the road to winning a treble. I still think that when you look at the swingometer, I think that the swingometer is away this side for Brendan Rodgers to walk. I think there's something about. I mean, Ange did it. He won the treble, and the morning of the cup final said to the board, "I'm going to go and speak to Tottenham, mate." Do you know what I mean? It's like, do you know what I mean, mate? I'm away to speak to Tottenham, and I think that cockiness of Ange Postecoglou to get through and do the treble, I think that Brendan Rodgers sitting thinking, fuck, I'm fucking going to win the treble and just get out of here. It's fucking madness. I love the club, but I just think that's what we'll do it. Adam Eder 0, Johnny Kenny 1. For me, Johnny Kenny starts tonight on Tuesday night. We can talk about that. Monty, you're not feeling that bad. With respect to your defence scoring more than Adam Eder, no, it's a problem. Cannot blame the supply if defenders are scoring. How much was the knee injury? How long has he been carrying the knee injury? And has that had an effect? Not that I'm trying to make excuses for him, but I just think that, yeah, let's talk about strikers this afternoon. If Adam Eder sat him not play for months, if he needs surgery, I don't think he needs surgery. I just think it's Brendan Rodgers was very coy about what was actually wrong with his knee, and if it is the case that he does need surgery on the knee, well, he's going to be out, and maybe that's why Celtic are trying to get a striker in on loan. Hence the reason that a certain Celtic player was sold to Rapid Vienna, because they didn't want to loan him out so that they could leave a loan option to bring another player in. Celtic ramping up the transfer window at the end, as always. I still think that we'll get 4 players in. When it comes to the poll, I'm just looking at the time the game kicks off on Tuesday. 5:45 Celtic part time, 9:45 local time. Oh, that's a late one, but it'll be a lot cooler then. So that'll be good. The match will be available on Prime Video. The coverage starts at 5:15. If you aren't an Amazon Prime Video customer, do we have Amazon Prime? Do we have Amazon Prime? No. Because that's what the football's on Amazon Prime on Tuesday. Yeah. I'll get it through we'll get it on Celtic TV anyway. It'll be on Celtic TV. Just read this. The 17-year-old who's expected to move to Chelsea next season isn't playing this game, which is good for us, I suppose, because he was quite a cracking little player. But anyway, that'll all come out in the wash as we talk about that tonight. With 222 votes, we're going to finish off that poll, and 62% said yes, that Celtic will get players 4 players in before the end of the window. Vardy's hanging out for someone. Says man flu's a myth. Michelle's giving it tight. We've lost Kuhn, Brown Warrior, coming in with the positivity posts of the day. He says we've lost Kuhn, Palmer, Jota, now Tillio, and signed no wingers yet. That's diabolical for a club in our position wealth-wise. Yeah, it is. But it's a case of... We'll talk about it at the end of the window. But see, the thing is, see, as soon as the window closes and we get 4 players in and we beat Rangers, the window's forgotten about. Do you know? It is. The window's completely forgotten about, and people just start focusing on the league. And then you've got the cup run, you've got the Premier Sports Cup run, and you get right into the season. So it's the same every year. Everyone talking about COVID. Got a dodgy box, got that. Anyway, been on for 36 minutes this morning. That's more than enough, considering we're going to be around this afternoon. Make sure that you check out the video this afternoon. What's this? Percentage of going through the next round of the Champions League. Celtic, this is let's get this on the screen before we go. This is done by one of the stats guys online. I'll get this up on the screen. The probability of Celtic getting through to the next round, well, to the group stage ultimately of it's not even the group stage anymore. It's the league phase. The league phase of the Champions League. Celtic are 90%. 90% to go through. Benfica, 68. Club Brugge, 66. Oof. And then when you look away down the bottom, Rangers, FC, 34% chance that I'm going through. Oh, the Rangers are shite. 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 So fucking shite. Anyway, who cares about that? We do have a couple of important games and dates coming up over the next week. We are into the final week of August. The transfer window slams shut on Monday, the 1st of September. Brendan Rodgers and his teams flies out today to Kazakhstan so that they are ready for a training session on Monday, and then they will play the game late on Tuesday night. Straight after the match, they will fly back to Scotland through the night so that they can have Wednesday off as a rest day, and then they'll be back in training on the Thursday. And by the Thursday, Celtic will be hoping to have had made some additions to the squad for Brendan Rodgers, because when Brendan Rodgers goes into the press conference on the Friday, he will be hoping to have announced some new players, or will Celtic leave it late as always and wait till the Monday? Monday's going to be a very difficult day, especially if you're trying to get players in, because the window does shut at 7 p.m. Celtic Park time. That has an awful lot of, you're going to have to fly people in with helicopter because the traffic. If you're bringing anyone late in the window, like we did last year with Luke McCowan rocking up to Celtic Park at 11:30 at night. Told to turn around onto the M8 and get back to Celtic Park because the deal is on. He was travelling back to Dundee. If you're going to be doing that in the middle of rush hour, Celtic, there is a chance that players may not beat the traffic. So Celtic will be wanting to make sure that everything is done and dusted so that Monday, Brendan Rodgers can be sitting with his feet up and it can be a damp squid end to the window. But we will be live the majority of Monday. We will be going live the majority of a week on Monday to see if Celtic do bring anyone in late on that said day. Can Celtic get the deals done beforehand? I have said that Celtic will bring in 4 players before the end of the window. It's been suggested that 2 are on their way, which means we need a winger and we need a striker. Who will the striker be that Celtic get in? Will Celtic ultimately hang about until the last day of the window to see who's going about for like loans? I think so. I think that Celtic are just going to go, do you know what? Let's see who we can get on loan. The countdown is on. What time are we on later, Baz? Check it out on the channel. Let me just check. I'll tell you right now. And I'll get the videos up for you. Live. We may be on a bit earlier, but this one is going live at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. So that's about 3 p.m. your time. Just saying. And that's the wrong that's the wrong thumbnail that's up. I need to change the thumbnail. Anyway, that's me done and dusted for this morning. Thank you to the 1,300 and odd people that have watched this nice little live this morning. Thank you to everyone who's commented. A big shout out to a couple of superstars in the chat. Stephen Johnston for one, for his £10 super chat. Del Boy for his super chat also. It means so much to the channel. On that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world. And let's just get into this mob on Tuesday and just get into the Champions League. And can Celtic get players in before then? Let's wait and see.